Alrighty, so now I've got another character that is going to be pure manufacturing of PI. I don't really know what to call it. You know, he's going to be taking T1 and turning it into T2, or P1 and turning it into P2. And so I've got the first three here, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I'll put on this character. And so we're going to start with this one right here. No, it's no, here's what so this is a 3, and then another 6. So we're going to make coolant next, and then we're going to be doing enriched uranium, fertilizer, genetically enhanced livestock, and mechanical parts. And so, all right, this is, you think I secretly enjoy PI? Well, I enjoy the challenge. What I really think that I don't like is once I've figured out the challenge and everything of doing all of this stuff, that the doingness just becomes repetitious of the same thing over and over again. And when it gets to be mindless work, that's when I have a problem with it. I don't like the mindlessness. So, all right. So, coolant is the first one. And I'm going to move this to a different screen here so I can reference it. So we're going to go set up on a planet for coolant. We're going to set all these up, and then I'm going to take all the product to them and get them started. We'll also check to see if there's any other templates that can help out. Now, I understand that are barren planets some of the overall the smallest planets? Is that why they're chosen a lot? I don't remember. Let's see. Oh, so I can turn this on. Okay. Put online. Okay. So, yeah, barren has small radius. Okay, yeah. So, it's recommended that we do barrens. And so I know that, I know that's what people say. And so I'm just following the logic of that and everything. Okay, so there are barren planets, and let's see here, I want to finance, let's see, industry, planetary industry. All right, so to begin here, I have no corresponding stuff. Okay. So let's say compact mode. Inventory. And then we go here to get a list of the planets. Right, so resource harvesting, planets, planetary industry, and then there are 6 barren in here, and you have 6 spots here that you can fill. And so That's what we're doing. Let's see. I guess we can just warp to the planet.
Warp drive active.
Here to P2, P3, PI factory design Discord a while ago. Okay. So I'm just gonna stick with the templates that I've got right now, and get the first thing all the way done, and then I will start refining, and maybe even make my own templates and everything, or taking a look at other options. But I think what I've got so far is okay. And so, oh, and do I even need to come out here to set this up? Actually, I don't think I need to. I think I can sit at here. I can sit out someplace.
Welcome to the Dragons.
3 Tree just followed.
Yeah, I can do factory deployments remotely, just as long as I'm in space, I think. 3 Trigger, thank you for the follow, welcome. You don't even have to undock? Oh. Really? I can do it docked. Okay. Well, I'll just sit out here for the moment. And then let's see here. View planetary industry. And it don't mean nothing. Barren Command Center. Doesn't matter where it's at here. What is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. Right. Oh. Build Barren Command Center. What is that? Where did that come from? Why is it here? I just saw it there and I clicked on it. I don't know where it came from. I don't want it using it as a setup. If I exit out and come back in, will it still be there? Someone placed their factory exactly where the planet view opens. Oh, it's another player's factory. Okay. Okay. I see. Oh, and now I don't see it anymore. Okay. That's fine. I don't need to be right next to him. Is there any advantage or disadvantage to being next to another person? Like, should I make sure that I am not... I mean, I know the resources move around if I were collecting resources. I am not collecting resources. This is a build, a factory. And so it'd be less efficient. If you're not harvesting, it doesn't matter. All right. Perfect. All right. Submit. Open templates. And so I want coolant and so yeah, the exact same resources if I extract. Okay, so if we're extracting, yeah. So there we go. Okay. Now it says that there's like 83 templates here, which is probably just one of each. See, one of the things we were talking about, so if we load coolant and then it's like, oh, I think you should be over here. And I'm like, well, I don't care. You know, it's like, it can be wherever it's going to be. Okay. So, one of the You know, one of the things about this is that, like, if there's leftover power and CPU that, you know, maybe we can put in storage or whatnot for whatever reason, like to put more down on the planet so it can run longer or whatnot. I am picking up my resources once a week, and so it would be, I think, nice to not have to do the swap out of the other stuff more than once a week, which right now I don't have enough production, I don't think, to keep it up and running. So the other answer to that could be is if I can't keep enough production up and running to keep it going, enough input materials, that maybe I just have one processing two things or whatnot. And so half and half or something like that. But I also, because PI can be so complex, I look at this as, let's just keep it simple, even if I have to like brute force it with number of characters. And all right. So let's see here. I'm going to confirm this install, and then it's for coolant, and then I hit submit, and it's ready to go. It was using about 50% of the power and CPU, which tells me that maybe I can, you know, improve on these. But maybe that'll just be in the future, because I just want to get everything working at first before I try and get into anything advanced. Yeah, I automated the construction through a template. So all right, so I am so we got, I will get to, let's just call it phase 2. I get everything up and running, and then phase 2, I go to see how I can maximize everything. And so since they are focused on one thing, it might be that to maximize that I'm putting in more storage, or that I am putting in, you know, more production of the items to keep these going, or whatever. I don't know yet. I don't know. But this one is set. It's built. I've got it. It's done. And it should show up here when I leave. And there it is, right there. So it says it's doing coolant, and that's what it's doing. Okay, so here's another Baron. And then
Welcome
Planetary Industry.
754,189,437 just followed.
I'm just going to make it easy and call you 7. All right. Thank you, 7, for following. And, all right. So open templates. And this one is going to be for enriched uranium. These are in alphabetical order, which is nice. Here is enriched uranium. And so load that. And then, is that someone else's? See, someone else's thing is here, maybe. I don't know. So I don't really care for these. So these are all actually all the same, except that the items for these are what makes the enriched uranium, and it's all set for that. And so There we go. And power consumption looks good. And so it's ready to go. It's just needs the products, and then it'll be good. Okay, so that's enriched uranium. And then fertilizer is going to be next. And I'm just going down these in order. Probably make it easier for me on other stuff too, doing that. Let's build command center. And submit. And then open templates. And then fertilizer. Okay. And then load. Put it down here. Big Triangle uses 3 launch pads, 1 storage, and 21 advanced facilities. Jump freighter filler. Interesting. So we'll try others, and we'll try their efficiency after I get these built and stuff, and then we'll come up with good designs, and then I should be able to share out my templates that I'm using on each of these.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Costello84 just followed.
You know, and there's been other people who have done a lot of stuff with PI to figure it all out. So, you know, there's probably a lot of good stuff out there, and we'll just go with whatever is best. And so, and there's a lot of wiggle room on saying what is best, because there's because mine is going to be best for the lazy man or woman. Ostello, thank you for the follow. Welcome. All right, so that one's installed. And then genetically enhanced livestock. You set it best for tune of labor. Well, yeah, I mean, is that not saying I want to be as lazy as possible I want to maximize my profit while being lazy? So you set it up best possible for each one of them. Something like that. Yeah. So. All right. So this is genetically enhanced livestock. Confirm. There we go. Submit. Everything's about submitting. Yep. Submit, submit, submit. Always submit. Okay. Genetically enhanced livestock is good. Oh, and then there's livestock. Okay. So we go to the next baron here. What? Okay, I already got something here. So I guess I go to this one. Template, and then livestock. Yeah, you try for 1 week cycles. That's what I'm kind of working on, is a 1 week cycle. Or shooting for, should I say. Okay. So. Got one more to do now. Mechanical parts. Mechanical parts is kind of the first one that for me, well, an enriched uranium, I used those for some things in manufacturing previously. Okay, this is the last one. And what's really nice about basing in this system is there are 6 barren planets. And so they don't have to run multiple systems. They can do everything in one system. So it's nice. All right, so mechanical parts. Firm and install. All right. So this is good. Yeah, it happens to be my home system too, which is even better. So I don't think anybody planned on this, you know, when setting this as our home system or whatnot. I think it's the reasons for setting this as our home system are different. It's just an added bonus. And in our pocket, it's the only one that has 6 barons as well. So, all right. Now, they are all done and ready to go. Got all of them right there. So I can close this. I can close the templates. We can go back to here and we can get each one of these started. So we're going to put 92,105 of each of the 2 products required for each of these. And then here is here's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with water and electrolytes.
Docking request accepted.
And then I have the numbers for how much I move over as well on each one, which is 26,315. And then that should give me like 3 cycles, something like this. What ship is this? This is a Squall. It's a newer ship that was introduced. It's made for PI, and it's an Edencom ship. So, all right. So now, okay. So the 2 things that I need are water and electrolytes to make coolant. Okay. So, water. And I said I was going to take 92,105. I don't have that much. Interesting. So even though I've been manufacturing it for 2 weeks now, I don't have that much. So I don't know how fast the process is going to run. Actually, I don't. So what I'm learning so far is that in P1, that they're all the same size. They're all 0.19 cubic meters per item. And so then, and they seem to all take the same amount of these, 40 per revolution. And But what I don't know is if any of the timers go faster or slower or anything like that, or if it's, I think it's 60 minutes is what it says from the beginning. I think that's what I've seen on everything so far. So it might be that they all are timed out exactly the same as well. I don't know. I don't know. It'd really suck if they all had different manufacturing cycles and everything. They are all like, that's what I'm kind of suspecting as I go through all this. It seems like there's a lot of similarity. You would think, so in real life, when you're manufacturing things, shit don't, just because it's all level 1 materials, they don't all take the same. They don't all take the same amount to cook, to process, to mold, whatever. It doesn't. So that is very unrealistic. But this is already so complex that I think I'm okay with them not adding the extra complexity of how much each one has to do in a revolution. So, yeah, and I am happy that it's all the same, as bad as it already is, yes. So, all right, so I'm moving that. I'm taking all the water. And then the other thing I need is electrolytes. And so, electrolytes, looks like I have more of that, and so I want 92,105. All right, and there we go. So, we got that stuff there. I'm not going to have enough to make it equals, but it's what it is. It's fine. All right, so we're gonna warp to the first customs office. We have to go to the customs office.
Warp drive active.
This, by the way, is a pretty cheap ship, about 41 million. Not very expensive. Seems to hold a bit of, enough stuff to do each planet. So, all right. So we're going to access the customs office, open up my inventory here, and we're going to take both of these and put them in here. And then we're going to take 26,315. This is my math I worked out. And so now when we move this over, it should be 26,316. Okay, fine. There we go. Okay, transfer. And then let's go look at the glorious work it's doing. And so it's in production, and it's going to take an hour. It'll output 5 units. And so there we go on that. And then if I look at this, it's completely full right now, but it has taken out some of this. It condenses it down smaller when it makes it. And so then it'll put it back in here, and it'll be good. So first one done. And I don't know if we can do the math on this of like the production, like how long it'll run. If it takes an hour and uses 40, and there are 26,315 divided by 40, equals 657. Is it really? If it takes an hour to do 40, and there are enough materials for 657 hours, no way it's going to take 27 days to process all of this. My math has got to be wrong somewhere. That doesn't seem right. That does not seem right. 2 days? So is it like 2.7 days if I got a decimal wrong? Maybe I have a decimal wrong. And so it's 2.7 days. So we'll find out. So we'll yeah, so maybe I just got a decimal wrong and it's 2.74 days. I'll check in on it. I'll learn more as we go. And yeah, I'm marking out one factory now, multiply, yeah. PI is a race of endurance and patience. Yeah, which I don't have. And so I look at this as an exercise in learning it all and everything, and I might get to the end and I might say, fuck it. I ain't touching this shit no more. But once it's all set up, if I decide that I need some more materials, well, then I just go pick everything up and I just restart them all and I just transport them to the other ones. And, you know, I don't know how much this is going to earn me. I mean, I literally have 50 characters I could put at this, which would be 50 times 6 sites, which is just nutso. But if I look at this as, okay, I'm just going to set it up and then if I get tired of doing it, well, it'll all still be here. You know, players can't come in and destroy this stuff. They can destroy the POCO, the customs office, but they can't destroy my setup on the planet. Although, what? Will Vanguard change that? That's a very interesting thought. Wow. That just dawned on me. With Vanguard, the first-person shooter that happens on the planets, do you think that at some point you'll be battling for certain planets to either take down people's setups or save them? Oh my God, that makes me sick to my stomach because if that were a thing, the amount of setup time in this is so horrible that I think people would not continue. But at the same time, listen to this. Listen to this. At the same time, if there was destruction of these, think of the prices of PI going up and how much frickin' money you can make if you keep yours safe and producing. There's that too. Yeah, so, or Vanguard also, okay, so this is another very interesting thing. So Vanguard, because it's based on the planets and everything, maybe you're fighting for boosting or taking away from production. Like some sort of stuff that, you know, if your flag is planted near your site, it gets a bonus of 100% production. Whereas if somebody else's flag is at your site, it's a reduction by 50%, which actually is the same number, but two different ways. 50% reduction is 1/2, and timesing 100% production by 2 is 200%, but it also equals 1/2 when it's looked at as a whole. So that could be very, very interesting. Yeah, or your facilities get damaged, and so then you just have to come in and repair them and shit. So just very interesting. There's a lot of stuff that could happen with that. I could see it affecting the price. If it caused the value of the stuff to go up, then I could see people really wanting to game it. If the value of PI just remained the same the whole time, then people would be like, oh, this is bullshit. It's not worth it for me to do it anymore. Which, in essence, would cause people to drop out, which would cause the price to go up, you would think. Because if there's demand for the stuff. I don't know. It's all quite weird, isn't it? It's all quite different. So, all right. So we got the first one set up. It is up and running. And we are making the bank. How many people will actually play Vanguard? I will. I've been waiting for it to get to the point. So I played it a little bit in an alpha phase, and so I've just been waiting for it to be static, like always on, and to where I start, building characters and stuff like that. So, yeah. All right, so the next one here is enriched uranium, and that takes toxic metals and precious metals. I think I've been producing a fair amount of those. We'll find out. So, let's see here, toxic metals, and we're going to want 92,105, and then the toxic metals and precious metals. Okay, here's the precious metals. 92,105. Yeah, you had an Excel spreadsheet to crunch numbers. I will probably end up building a spreadsheet or taking somebody else's and then modifying it, to fit my needs or whatever. All right, so we got our stuff, precious metals and toxic metals.
Warp drive active.
Dust 514 was an exclusive by contract with Sony PlayStation, and I think by the time that contract was up, the technology was maybe too old to release it other ways. That's what I suspect. Okay. So here are both of these. And then we do 26,315. There we go. Transfer. Voila! It is running. And sure enough, it is running. So There we go. Okay, good.
Warp drive active.
Program Excel to generate the PI templates. Mm-mm. You don't necessarily need to have barren planets make P3, P2. You can make stuff anywhere. Well, so I've got barren planets here. I've got 6 of them. And so all the characters that'll be doing it, they just are all going to use the 6 same planets. And it's going to be bliss. All right, fertilizer is next. And fertilizer takes proteins and bacteria. According to this chart here. So proteins and bacteria. There's bacteria. So 2105. And then proteins. We undock and go do it. Going all the way to P4, yes. Now I know that there's some of the P2, P3 that I'll be using for some manufacturing things, but I should probably always have stuff available for that because it'll be in process. Well, there's a warp 2 button. Will that, I wonder, take me to the proper point? Maybe it will. I'm gonna have to try it. The access button works. And then 26315. Okay, working. And here we are. Maybe I get this down to a science. I don't know. I'm taking the same steps you took previously? Yeah, you know, well, it's probably just everybody goes through this pain and suffering. Alright, so genetically enhanced livestock, I think, is next. And that needs proteins and biomass. Okay. So, here's biomass. Oh, which I don't think I have enough. Nope. Okay. And then proteins. Oh, which I also don't have enough. Okay, well, it's going to be what it's going to be then, isn't it? What, Fufu?
Warp drive active.
You're nervous trying to prepare yourself for the PI start. It's, you know, you can live vicariously through me for the moment and decide whether or not you actually want to subject yourself to it. All right, so we just don't have enough for it. And so it's going, but I don't have everything I need for it. It's okay. It's the way it is.
Warp drive active.
And so we'll see what happens here, what my deficiencies are in production and stuff. And you know, may have to end up working up a couple more characters for the acquisition of some of the basic materials to have enough flow upstream.
Docking request accepted.
Right, livestock, biofuels and proteins. What? May not be able to do this one. I don't have any more biofuels. I don't have any more proteins either. I did go pick up everything I had manufactured too. Oh man. So what does that mean? It means that some shit's not getting made. And if I look at this and I say, okay, so we got the other one running and it takes kind of the same thing, then if there's no resources left for this, the other one keeps getting made and keeps sucking all the stuff. And so what it means is I have to make more of those things that I'm missing. And or I have to develop some system for round robin, like, okay, well, it's this one's turn to get some production. Just thinking about here about what I want to do with that, you know. It's kind of a quandary. And I think that, okay, so let me show you this. I think that, you know, if we get all the way up to all of these, that in order to keep these producing 100% of the time, that I've got one that's getting water right now, the aqueous liquids. But I might have to have 3 here And I might have to have, you know, the biofuels and proteins. I might have to have 4 characters all pulling that. And then just 1 of this and, you know, 3 of this, 2 of this, and everything in order to keep all of the production lines running. I also am trying to set up so that I don't have to reconfigure all of my extraction points every time. I can just hit refresh and the volumes are sufficient. Even though I know that they're less, but so that the volumes are sufficient. Somebody said I'll miss as much as it can be like a 500% increase if I redo them every time. And I was thinking, oh my God, at a 500% increase for doing all that work, like, I don't want to do all that work. So it concerns me. There's also something else to be said about all this, is that the harder in real life, the harder something is to do, the greater the barrier to entry. The greater the barrier to entry, the more profitable you are when you figure out how to do it. Yeah. Something to think about. All right, if you're watching on video, see you in the next episode.